Well, thank you everyone for clicking in there. It looks like right now we do have the most free license users in the room today. So wonderful to see so many of you have made it over to the NinjaTrader website to download the software absolutely free. With that free license key that you receive with the free download, you're able to try out all the features of NinjaTrader, including the advanced charting, market analytics, full system development of your indicators and strategies, market replay, and so on. So you get all access to all features. The only thing you cannot do is place a live trade to your broker's account. And I'll talk about how you can do that here in just a moment. Now next, I do see we have a lot of you not yet using NinjaTrader, so a very special welcome to you. And once again, thank you for joining us today. I've got a lot of great information to show you, and I would invite you to download NinjaTrader, which is absolutely free to download from the following link and receive that free license key. That key never expires, so try it out for free as long as you would like. Now next, we do have a lot of you using a live license key in the room today as well. So wonderful to see so many of you using NinjaTrader to trade live to the broker of your choice. NinjaTrader supports hundreds of brokers around the world for stocks, futures, and Forex trading. Now, if you have the free license key, you've tried out NinjaTrader, and you're ready to place a live trade, that's the only time we ask that you either purchase or lease a live NinjaTrader license key, and the best value is owning NinjaTrader for life. At the following link, you can see our lifetime purchase options, $995 for a one-time payment, or there is a 4-monthly payment option as well. That includes all future enhancements and upgrades to the software, as well as our great lifetime support. If you're not yet ready to own NinjaTrader, we do have several leasing options for you, so please see our flexible leasing options at the following link so that you can try live trading with NinjaTrader on a shorter term basis. Now, it is also important to understand that NinjaTrader is not a data provider or a broker. Therefore, you will want to get connected to one of our supported data providers. You can take a look at what data all of our providers support at the first drop-down menu at the following link. Once you've signed up with your broker or data provider, you will want to create a connection between them and NinjaTrader, which you can do so using the connection guide link, which I just posted into the room. Our preferred data provider for NinjaTrader 7 is Kinetic, which provides free end-of-day data for stocks, futures, Forex, ETFs, and indices. And you can connect to that at any time by going to the File Connect menu in NinjaTrader 7. If you do need live data or intraday tick and minute data, those packages start as low as $50 a month. And you can also qualify to have your CME exchange fees waived, which can save you up to $268 per month on data. So please visit kinetic.com for more information today. Well, now let's take a look at what we're covering in today's webinar. Again, this is the Market Analyzer free NinjaTrader online training event. It will last about 30 to 45 minutes, depending on the questions that I get today. And down below, you can see some of the items we'll be covering. So we're going to bring up the Market Analyzer window, start from scratch. We're going to be adding and removing instruments. I'll be working with the columns, including the indicator column, so you can add any indicator you want to the Market Analyzer. And then we're going to create some custom conditions. There's both sell conditions, alert conditions we can create. We'll go over the properties, and I'll show you how to rank and sort your columns. And then we'll go through window linking, which makes the Market Analyzer tool a very compatible tool with the rest of your windows that you're using in NinjaTrader. And I'll show you what I mean by that here once we get going. Now, I would also like to mention that we do have new webinars both during the week and the weekend, which you can see a full schedule of our events at the following link. We also are brand new to YouTube, so NinjaTrader is on YouTube. You can check out the NinjaTrader YouTube channel, where we are currently in the process of uploading as many videos as we can. So you're going to see both training events from NinjaTrader and what we call partner introduction events, where you can learn more about the great NinjaTrader partners and the NinjaTrader partner ecosystem. You can see presentations from our partners there. If you are interested in contacting any of the NinjaTrader partners, here is a link where you can learn more. We have several hundred partners that use NinjaTrader. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to switch my projection over here and bring up the NinjaTrader Control Center, which is the first window you see once you open NinjaTrader. So this is where you start. If you start off from scratch, just open up NinjaTrader. The first thing, of course, we want to do is get connected to data. Since we do have some live market data, I'm going to connect to our live Kinetic connection. So go ahead and connect to your broker or a data feed connection for your live data. If you currently do not have live data, we do have some options for you. What you can do is go to File, Connect, and then choose the simulated data feed. And the simulated data feed will generate simulated data into NinjaTrader, completely fake data. It's random data, but you can control that data. But it is an option if you just want to see how the windows work today. That will be fake data. Another option for you is Market Replay. And Market Replay is a great resource for you, especially if you don't have data. You can actually download Market Replay data from the NinjaTrader servers, and you can replay a certain day's data. Now, we might have time to go over that a little bit at the end of today's webinar, but for right now, I will leave everyone with a link here for Market Replay on how to download data and set that up. It's pretty easy, but read through this link here for Market Replay data. You can fast forward, slow it down. So there's some options there if you don't yet have data, but right now we're connected to some live market data. The next thing we're going to do is open up the Market Analyzer window. To do that, you want to come up to your File menu, select New, and you'll see all the windows you can open up here in NinjaTrader. You'll find the Market Analyzer about middle of the way down. Go ahead and left click on that, and it's going to open up your Market Analyzer window. And you can see here this window starts off very blank, but we are going to go through here and add some custom features to this window. Now, I did forget to mention that if you have any questions at all, please feel free to type those into the room. I will be pausing between sections to answer those questions for you. So let's start off with the question here. What is the purpose of the Market Analyzer window? Now, I like to describe it as a chart without graphics. You can actually load up a ton of information about different instruments, as you'll see here in a little bit. You can also use it as your watch list or a quote sheet, so you can actually have an unlimited number of instruments on here. You can also use it to do alerts and scanning of your instruments, which we'll show. And we also recommend this window for Market Replay recording. If you're familiar with NinjaTrader's Market Replay feature, you can record any instrument that you have loaded into a window in NinjaTrader. So the Market Analyzer has the ability to have as many instruments as you want in it, and any of those instruments you have can be recorded. So that's why we recommend this window, because you can hold as many instruments as you want, and NinjaTrader's Market Replay will record that data for you. And again, see that Market Replay link I put in the room for more information. So first, let's add some instruments to this window. The easiest way to add an instrument is to double left click under the instrument column, and you'll see a cursor will appear. Here you can type in any instrument you want. So let's go ahead and put in the ES, E-mini S&P 500 futures contract. And in NinjaTrader, you want to use ES 03-12. And you know what? Let me take the, I want to take the zoom off here so we can, the zoom out off. So now your projection's kind of zoomed in a little bit. Let me bring this to the upper left-hand corner. So that way, if you want, you can kind of zoom in here. Hopefully that's a little bit easier for everyone to see. So we've got the ES312 typed in there. Let's press enter, and then you'll see the data starts to be loaded there. And you know, that reminds me of a good question here I would like to just ask everyone while we're going through, just a optional question. And I'll go ahead and just start that poll question there. If you want to, let us know what you like to mainly trade, stocks, futures, Forex, or something else. So as we're going through here, I'll add one of each instrument. So that's how you add a futures instrument, the symbol followed by the front month. Down below, we can add in a stock. We'll just type in AAPL, the symbol, stock symbol, press enter. For those of you that trade Forex, you start off with a dollar sign followed by your Forex pair. So I'll type in dollar EUR USD, the euro US dollar. And it's very easy to load those instruments. Now, you can also create your own custom instrument lists in NinjaTrader, and then you can load a list. To load a list, you want to right-click in the Market Analyzer and select Add Instrument List, and then you can add your list. So I'll just add my default list here, and you can see all of my default instruments populate down here through the list. So you don't have to add each one individually. You can create a list and add those later. More information on loading a list can be found in the help guide. Okay, Gus says you're unable to see the projection. Gus, give me a moment. Let me just go ahead and refresh that for you. Let's see if that works. Okay, Gus, let me know if you can now see the market analyzer. So we haven't gotten too far. Just go to File, New, Market Analyzer. Okay, excellent, Gus. So our poll, come back to our poll question there. Thanks everyone who participated. Looks like we do have the most futures traders by far here. Let's see if I can share these results with you for fun. 63% futures traders in the room, 18 and 18 on stocks and Forex traders. About changing a little bit now, but thanks everyone. So I'll try to show each instrument today as well, but if you have a question on any instrument, let me know. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll stop that poll. Thanks everyone. So now we've got some instruments loaded here in the market analyzer. So now what can we do with this next? We can customize the rows here, first of all. So what you want to do is right click, and this opens up all the options you can do in the market analyzer. So you can see there's a lot we're going to go through here. So moving down in this menu, we can now work with our rows. So we can add a blank row. Let's say you forgot to add an instrument in a certain location. We can right click, select add a blank row, and you see here's a blank row that we can now add another instrument in. Let's say we want to add Google in there. There we go. So then we can right click and we can add what we call a label row. And this is a great way of organizing your market analyzer. So I'm going to add a label row here. And a label row is just that. It labels sections of instruments. So for example, maybe I can type here stocks. Press enter. So I've got my label row for stocks. Maybe I'll come down a little ways. Let's add another label row. I can put futures. And then down near the bottom, I'll add another label row. And then I'll say Forex. So now you see I have my label rows added. I can now drag the instruments around wherever I'd like. So there's Apple. I'll drag it down under stocks. The ES, I'll drag it down under futures, and so on. So you can see you can organize your instruments in different sections here using what we call label rows. And so now they'd be separated out. Of course, I'd have to drag some of these down. I have some indexes in here as well, so maybe I'll create one for indexes. But anyways, you can see what we can do here with the market analyzer. You can organize it however you would like. Okay, so that's the rows, so very easy to work with. Next, you can actually organize your columns as well. So as we're going through today, just keep in mind that you can move your columns around just by left-clicking on any column. For example, we have the Ask Price column, and we can drag that to different areas. So you see it dragging here, and you'll see these big red arrows appear, letting you know that you can drop it right at that location. So I could drop it all the way to the left, over to the right, wherever I want. To delete a column, just drag it off of the market analyzer. If you can see it, let me bring it down to the bottom. You'll see a red X appear. If I let go, the Ask column is now gone. And now we just have the instrument, bid, and last price. So maybe I'll take both of those off. Let's just stick here with the instrument and its last traded price. Just to keep that simple. We're going to be working with columns a little bit more later. So now let's right click and go through this menu. Of course, we can remove a row. And now we're going to get into columns. Now, columns is where you can really customize the market analyzer, make it much more useful for you. Okay, so let's come into the columns menu. There's a lot of things you can do in this columns menu. First, you can add and remove columns. So that's the main point of this columns menu. And you can see in this upper left-hand corner, these are all the columns that NinjaTrader has or supports. So you see there's several dozen available to you. Scroll through there and look through those columns. So now let's select some columns to add here. You can see all types of different columns. Let's come down and let's start off actually with our indicator column. To add a column, just left click on it and then come down in the lower left and click on your new button. And you see that adds an indicator column. Now the indicator column automatically loads into it the first indicator alphabetically on your list. So you see there it just loads the ADL on 1 minute data. Before we go over to the parameters, I just want to let you know you can load as many indicator columns as you want. So if you want to see 2 indicators, all you would do is come back up to the indicator column, click new again, and then you can add another indicator. So let me click remove and we'll remove that. So once you have a column loaded, the parameters of that column are available over to the right. There's all types of different parameters, so let's cover some of these here. Starting at the top, we have the data series. So this is what your data is based on. So here we have price based on, and this is the same as the chart. If you're familiar with the chart, you can base the price on the last traded price, the ask or the bid price, the current ask or bid. Moving down, we have the type. So this is if you use different bar types. Right now, you can see it's using 1 minute data. If you wanted to use any other type of data, you drop this down just like in the chart, change it to your tick, volume, range, whatever you'd like here, setting, and then set the value down below. I'm going to leave this on a 1 minute setting for right now. Moving down, we have the number of bars to look back. You need to tell the market analyzer how many bars do you want to use for all your different calculations. By default, it's going to use the last 50 bars for your indicator calculations. So if you have an indicator that needs more than 50 bars, and one that comes to mind, let's say 100 moving average, you would need to at least put in 100 there so it could use all 100 bars. So something to keep in mind, and it is there to protect your PC resources so they don't get hogged up, but you can of course modify this to whatever you would like. Moving down, another item we have to protect your CPU resources is called calculate on bar close. Let's see if I can extend this a little bit. There we go. And this is set to false in the market analyzer. That means that it does calculate on each incoming tick. Okay, so it does calculate on each incoming tick. You'll get a new calculation in the market analyzer. On charts, this is always set to true, which means that it only calculates when the current bar closes. So it waits until the bar closes to make a calculation. It's up to you what you want to choose here. You can save some PC resources by setting this to true if you only want to see the close of the bar calculations. All right, moving down, we now have the color of the background and the foreground for this, this column. So for example, what if we want the background color here? We can change that if we want. Oh, I don't know. We'll just pick a random color here for our indicator background color. I'll choose like a light blue. And then the foreground is the text color. So you can set that to whatever you would like. I'll choose brown. We'll see how that looks. Okay, next you have the label, what the column name is. So you can name it whatever you would like. Minimum bars look back. This is the actual bars for the indicators. So I apologize. The number of bars to look back above is for the market, all of the market analyzer columns. But for indicators, we have the minimum bars to look back for calculating indicator. So that's at 256. If you need longer than that, you can choose infinite. Next, we have the total row. I'm going to show you that a little bit later here, so we'll skip that. And then we have the type. A regular means that it plots the actual data values. You can instead have a bar graph shown. So that's interesting. Maybe we'll do that here in just a moment. Moving down, we choose the indicator. So right now it's on the ADL. We can choose whatever indicator we want here. So let's choose for fun the CCI. And it shows all the indicators you have loaded in NinjaTrader, so I'll choose CCI. The input series is where your data is coming from. Right now it's the data series. That's the same thing as the bar series. You can choose other values by clicking the button to the right if you want this calculated based on another indicator, whatever you like there. So kind of interesting. Then you choose the period, any parameters for your indicator, different plots. If your indicator plots more than one line, you can choose that plot. And then the price type means that it uses the close value of the bar. So I know it gets a little bit technical there, but for the most part, you can just leave these all on their default settings. So let's just click OK right now. Take a look at the new column we've added. So there's our CCI column. Notice the colors have changed. The general color there of the background and the foreground text. So you see each time we get a tick, it's going to tell you the latest calculation, and you see those loading up there. And now just about all of them have had a tick come in. So you see the CCI values have all loaded for us. Okay, looks like I have one instrument here. If you want to remove an instrument, maybe if you have an old front month or something, just right-click, select Remove Row, and there we'll kind of clean this up a little bit so we have data on all these instruments. So just looking here, no questions coming in. So again, feel free to type those questions if you would like. So that's how you add different columns. So now for fun, let's right-click, come back into columns, and I just want to show you, I'm going to add the same column here, the indicator column. I'll click on New, change it to the CCI. So it's going to be the exact same column, exact same data. However, I'm going to change the type here to bar graph. So you can actually change it to a bar graph. which is kind of neat. It shows the values as a bar graph, red or green, positive or negative, and you can have a maximum display. I think the CCI doesn't max out above really 300 or so, so I'll set that to 300. Let's click OK, and there's our bar graph for the CCI. So you can see you can have either the data, or if you like to see a bar graph, you can set that up as well. So kind of a nice option there for your indicators. So now let's go along and we're going to add some more columns here. So let's right click, come back into columns, and we're going to move down here. I'm just going to pick some columns here that I like to use. Let's take a look at the net change. So the percentage change for the day. We'll click net change, click on new, and you see the net change has been added in the lower left. The net change, you have different parameters you can adjust here. The only one you want to that might be different is the unit. You can show the net change as a percent, by default, points, or currency. So we'll leave one as percent. We could add another net change column, click new again, and this one we could add as currency, so it shows the actual dollar value. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. We'll click OK. Actually, currency is not the one I wanted. I want to change it to points. So let's right click, come into columns, and let's change this one to points. There we go. So this way you can look at the percentage change and then the actual point change as well that corresponds with that. Okay, so now let's go along. We're going to keep adding indicators. And actually, give me just one moment here with the projection. What I want to do is I'm going to kind of zoom in on the projection for everyone. So I just want to make sure everyone can see this nice and clear. Nice and clearly. So we'll go ahead and start the projection one more time here. Okay, that way, when I zoom out a little bit, we can see the entire projection. Let me know if that doesn't work for anyone. So now let's right click, come back into columns, and we'll come through here. Tons of different columns we can add. Ones that I want to show you down below are position items here, position size. Let's go ahead and add that. We can also add our realized profit and loss, traded contracts, and unrealized profit and loss. And these ones I just added have to do with your actual trading. So over to the right, you can choose the account that it's going to look at. So you can see, you can choose your live account, your sim account, live account if you have a paid NinjaTrader license key. And then let's click OK. And it's going to add all of those items so we can look at our open positions. So for example, let me bring up another window here. And you should have, if you were in the prior webinar, that was the chart trader webinar. So what I'm going to do is just open a quick chart here of the ES, and I'm going to place a trade. And I just want to show you that it will show you, it's a nice way to take a look at your open positions. Okay, there we go. So now I was filled long on the ES, which you can now see in the market analyzer. There's the chart real quickly to see my open position. But in the market analyzer, you can see that I'm now 3 long here in the ES. And then it shows our unrealized profit and loss over to the right and our realized over to the left. So a nice way to keep track of your open positions as well. Okay. All right, Carlos, can you now see the projection? Let me know there if you can see. I just restarted it, so you should be able to see that now. Okay, so we'll wait and see if Carlos comes back. So now let's get into some other items we can do in the columns. We can actually create what we call cell conditions, which is custom color or text conditions. So think about a custom color condition. You want to think about, you know, at what value would I want a cell to change to a color? Okay, you can actually set that up. So let me use an example. We're going to do that on the net change column, the percentage. So if you look here at our percentage net change column, it's kind of hard to see which ones are negative and which are positive. The only thing that shows us is this little minus sign. So it can be kind of hard to see which are negative and which are positive. So what we're going to do is set up a custom color condition that's going to show us that automatically. Okay. Now, Alberto has a question here. I tried the column, but when I have them below, they don't go to the other general square. Alberto, unfortunately, I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to there. You can left-click and drag any instrument. For example, the TF, I'll drag it up top. You need to right-click to add those label rows. I'm not sure if that's what you're referring to, but Alberto, if not, send us an email to support@ninjatrader.com. One of our support technicians can work with you one-on-one to make sure you get it set up the way you want. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to right-click, come back into columns. Let's choose now our net change column, the one that's set to %, and now we're going to come down into this special section. We're going to start with the one in the middle here, which is the cell conditions. Okay, to the right it says no cell conditions are defined. We're going to click on the button all the way to the right and open up the cell conditions. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to tell you the conditions I want. When the net change is greater than 0%, I want it to turn green, the background to turn green. When it's less than 0% or negative, I want it to turn red. So let me show you how to set that up. In our cell conditions window, we're going to click on New to start our first condition. And this one will be the positive or the green cell. So over to the right, we set the color for the background, and remember we want that one to be green, so we'll just choose any green color from the drop-down menu. Color for the text, we can set the text color whatever we want to. Let's try a dark green. The condition is what we're going to build next. So remember, the condition is going to be, if we drop these conditions down, you can see all the available conditions. This one is going to be is greater than, and then the value is 0. So I'll leave that as 0. There is an optional text field here, and this text field overrides the data in the cell. So instead of having it show the %, if you want it to say positive, you can put that in there if you don't want to see the actual cell value. It's good for those of you that want to see something pop up that says oversold or overbought, but we'll go ahead and leave that blank so it always shows the value of the %. Okay, so there we have our first condition set up. Now, what we're going to do is click on New again and set up another condition. So this one we'll go through a little bit more quickly. We're going to set the background color to like a light red. Let's try light coral. The foreground color, the text color, let's set to a dark red. And then the condition this time is going to be is less than, and then the value is 0. All right, so now let's click OK and OK. And there we have it. Now we have a custom color set for our net change. We can easily see which instruments are positive, which are negative on the day. And this will update tick by tick so that if one instrument goes negative, it will automatically turn red for you. So you can do this with any column. It's a great resource even with indicators. For example, with the CCI here, over to the left, we could set the CCI up, and say if it gets greater than 100, go green, less than 100, go red. So you can do that with any column in here as well. All right, create your own custom heat map here if you wanted to, change the colors. So lots you can do with those color conditions. So if there's any questions on those, please feel free to let me know. Now next, we're going to set up something very similar, but it's going to be an alert condition. Okay, so we'll do that based on the CCI. Let's say, just as an example, I like to look when the CCI is less than 100, I like to place a trade, whatever that may be. But let me show you how to set up an alert for when the CCI is less than negative 100. It's very similar to what we just did. So what we're going to do is we're going to right-click, come down to Columns, choose our CCI column. I'm going to use the one that's just regular. It doesn't really matter. It's both the same data. It doesn't matter whether you choose the regular here on the left, the colored one, or the bar. But we'll choose the regular here. And now we're going to come down to Alert Conditions. Over to the right, click on the little button that appears, and it's basically the same sort of setup. So we're going to click on New, and let's set up our alert condition. Let's change the color of the background of our alert to black. I don't know, you can choose whatever colors you want. the color of our foreground here, I really want this to pop out, so maybe I'll set it to gold. Now, in an alert, you can put in a custom message. So my message is going to be CCI is less than negative 100. Maybe a couple exclamation points lets me know that I need to get ready to trade. Moving down, we want to set the priority. Is this a high, medium, or low priority message? You can choose. It doesn't have any effect on your condition. So let's set this to high for fun. Next, you can set it to automatically rearm after a certain number of seconds. So let's say that if it fires off, I want that to reset in 1 minute or 60 seconds. I would just set this to 60, and then it would reset, and if it's still less than negative 100, it would trigger the alert again. Leave it to 0 for only a one-time trigger. Moving down, we can choose a sound file to play for the trigger. So let's click on this little button next to sound file. It brings up the NinjaTrader sounds. So you can choose any sound here from all the different NinjaTrader sounds, and we have some alert sounds in here. So I'll choose, I don't know, alert 4 for fun, and we'll click open. And you see it shows that sound file. Now next we have the trigger or the condition, and we're going to create this condition, which is going to be is less than, and then the value I'm going to put negative 100. Okay, let me unplug my volume here or unplug my headset, turn up my volume. Let's see if we can hear some alerts. So we'll click OK and click OK. All right, so you heard that doorbell sound. That lets me know an alert triggered. So where are the alerts? NinjaTrader actually has a separate alerts window that you want to open up. So what you want to do is go to your control center, come up to your file menu, select new, and you'll see the alerts window. So alerts pop up in a separate window. And there it is. There's our alert. CCI is less than negative 100. And looks like, whoops, I may have accidentally changed the color on that. Those weren't the colors I wanted. So let me just come in here, make sure I have my colors set correctly. Yes, I do, black and gold. So we'll click OK. I don't know if I have an old alert on there. Oh, there it goes. Okay, just had to refresh it. And there's our alert that we all created. So CCI is less than negative 100 with our exclamation points. High priority, it gives you the instrument name, the time of the alert. So kind of a nice window to have open as well if you like to trigger your own alerts. So I'll keep the alerts window open down below here if we get some more alerts triggered off. All right, so any questions so far on the color conditions or the alerts conditions, let me know. Now I want to come off to another topic right now, which relates to this is, so now I get my alert, now what? How do I trade? Okay, so hopefully you've seen our other webinar on the chart trader, the Superdome. We have other order entry windows where you place your trade. Now, I mentioned that because I want to show you how to link your alert window and your market analyzer window to your order entry window. So that way, when your alert fires off, you can be set to trade. In order to link any window, you're going to see this L appear in the upper right-hand corner. If you click on that L, it drops down a list of colors. Think about these colors as a group. Any window that has the same color selected is going to be what we call window linked. It's going to stay on the same instrument of the group. Okay, so for example, let's choose orange here for fun. So now any window that has this orange link, and I'll change the alerts window to orange, it's going to stay on the same instrument. What I mean by that is, let me bring up our chart, which is maybe our order entry window here. I got to shrink this down a little bit. So we've got a small chart here. I'm going to set that one to orange. So now that they're all linked, if I have an alert pop up, if I just left click on the instrument, notice the chart automatically loads it because it stays linked on the same instrument. So you see, I click on any instrument down here and it loads it. The TF down below, the mini Russell, there it goes, it loads it. So when your alert pops up, you can simply left click on that instrument. Now you're all ready to go. I could click buy market here, and now I'm long. So as soon as you get your alert, within a second, you can click on that alert and then click if you want to enter your trade or not. So it makes it very quick for you. So that's the window linking. Just wanted to show that to you as well. So now there's one more item you could create, which is a filter condition. So let me show you the filter condition. We're going to right click. Let's turn our alert off for right now so it doesn't keep giving us that doorbell sound. What I'm going to do is just click on this alerts to uncheck it. And so that, that stops the alerts if you ever want to stop your alerts. So now let's come back into columns. And we're going to come down to, we'll use the CCI column as well for our example. So we'll come back down to the CCI. This time we're going to create what we call a filter condition. So filter condition is very basic, very easy. But you want to understand that any instruments that meet your filter condition will be taken off of the market analyzer. Okay, so what we're going to do is click on new, and what we'll do is create, it's a very basic, just all you have to do is create the condition. So let's say I want to take off any instrument that is, we'll kind of think here, looking at my numbers here. Let's take off any of the CCI values that are greater than negative 100. Okay, so I only want to see those negative 100 or less. So what I'm going to do is just set this to is greater than, and then I'll put negative 100, and I'll click OK, and it's a very simple filter. We'll click OK and OK. The filter doesn't turn on automatically. You need to turn on your filter. You can toggle your filter. Just right click, come down and choose row filter. And look at that, it automatically filtered it for us. So now we only view the instruments where the CCI is less than 100. You can see it is updating dynamically, so anytime an instrument CCI goes below negative 100, it's going to pop onto your list. So it's a great way to filter if you have a list of like 100 instruments on here and you only want to filter it down to those with the CCI less than negative 100. An easy way to do that, and it will constantly scan through your entire list and filter those for you. So row filter, very easy to set up, but I think it's a very powerful feature as well. So I'll turn off the filter, and now we're back to our full instrument list. All right, so again, any questions, feel free to let me know. Now we're going to cover a couple just basic items here. Let's get into the properties of the market analyzer. You can right click. We're going to come down to the properties menu. There's a couple properties I want to show you that you can change if you would like to. Again, we have the same property you saw before in the columns menu, the number of bars to look back. This is an override. So this is the default for your market analyzer. So you can set it to how many bars you want it to look back, 50, 100, really whatever you'd like there. Next, we have AutoSort. You can have the columns automatically sort either alphabetically or numerically after a certain number of seconds. So you just type that in here. To enable it, you right-click in the Market Analyzer and choose Auto Sort. I'll show you that here in just a moment. Next, we can choose the background color for our entire Market Analyzer. For example, what if we want our Market Analyzer to be, what's a fun color here? One that won't mess up our other colors. We're going to have to come down into these pinks, I think. We're going to have to do plum. And click Apply. And there's our plum colored market analyzer. So you see, you can change that to whatever you would like. Color for the, actually I can't really stand that. Let's go back to white. There we go. Color for the foreground is the general color for the text. So we can set that to whatever we like. Color for your grid lines. You can change the font. This is a nice option. Drop the font menu down. Let's increase our font to 12 point. Click Apply. There we go. Now it's really easy to see. May have stopped up. There it goes. Okay, we're back in action here, I think. So you see the font in the background has changed. So next we have the session template, which is your beginning and ends times. So if you want to use a custom session template, you can drop this down and choose any of these session templates, create your own template. We cover that more in the charting webinar, but basically it defines when your charts start and end throughout the day. You can choose 24/7 if you want all data. You can only use the open market hours, whatever you like to do. So in our help guide, we have a session template section. You can read about that. Next, we have our label row alignment. Notice our label rows are aligned to the left. Maybe we like those centered. You can change that. Click apply, and now you see our label rows are in the center. I kind of like that. Color for the label rows, we can set our label row colors here. So maybe I want our label rows to have a background here of orange. Click apply, and there's our label rows. Nice, easy to see. We have the row highlight next. That's anytime you get a tick that comes into NinjaTrader, it highlights the row. So you can change that color there if you want, and duration of it lasts for 1 second. And then we have a total row, which I'm just going to enable it, set it to true, and click apply. And you see our label row, our total row at the top. What the total row does is it totals all values in certain columns. So you see here, it will total all your realized P&L, all your traded contracts, or all your unrealized P&L. So we can keep track of a total at the top. Okay, so you see a lot of different items we can change. Now, another important item is how to save this market analyzer as a template. So if you want to save all the changes that we made today, just right-click, come down to Templates, and then click Save As. It will save all the settings that you had saved, and then you can apply that to another market analyzer. Just right-click, select Templates, and then Load. Or choose Save as Default, and it will keep those settings for you anytime you open a new market analyzer window. Okay, so one other item I wanted to show you is how to rank and sort. You can left-click on any column, and it will automatically rank it from least to greatest or greatest to least. Now, if you use label rows, then it keeps it confined to that label row, so it's not going to switch your instruments around. It keeps all the instruments in their proper rows here between the labels. We see there it's now listed numerically or alphabetically if you want to list it alphabetically by name as well. So you can dynamically rank and sort your instruments also. And again, remember, you can set the interval that it automatically does that within the properties. Right now it's set to 30-second auto sort. And you do have to right-click to turn on auto sort. So now it is on, and now every 30 seconds we'll resort these columns for us. All right, everybody, that is everything I wanted to cover in today's Market Analyzer webinar. I hope that you got a good feeling for everything you can do in the Market Analyzer. Again, it is a great tool to use that complements your other windows. You know, have it open next to your charts, your Superdome, your time and sales window, other windows. Great tool to have open there, and you can link the windows between those tools. So hopefully you can use some of this to help you in your trading. Again, if you do have any questions, feel free to type those in. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your day and happy trading from all of us here at NinjaTrader. We do have a Trading Forex webinar coming up at 3 o'clock Eastern, so about 40 minutes from now. You can feel free to stay around in this room for that webinar as well. I'll stick around for any questions you may have. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your day. Happy New Year's from all of us here at NinjaTrader, and of course, best wishes for your trading in 2012. Thanks, everyone.